One of the popular day trip destinations out of Perth is about 3 hours south, and that's the Margaret River region. The area is well known for its wineries, with probably over 200 of them around, and probably about as many restaurants to go with it. But if you're like me and you're not into wines, then what else has the area got to offer? Let's see and find out. Busselton is about 2.5 hours drive south of Perth, and it's the start of the Margaret River region. It's a very popular place for Perth people to come on holidays, with heaps of places to stay like caravan parks and 5-star resorts. There's the great beaches of Geograph Bay, the longest wooden jetty in the southern hemisphere, and you can either walk or take the train out to the underwater observatory at the end of the 1.8 kilometre long jetty. Heading south from Busselton, you pass the Holy Mile, where almost every type of religion has a holiday spot backing onto the beach. The next town is Dunsborough. Plenty of places to stay here as well. And the beach is only a few minutes walk from town, with plenty of shade for those tough hot summer days. One great attraction here is the Cape Naturalist Lighthouse. No, not that one, the other one. The boardwalk out the back is something new, and it gives you the chance to see the amazing views. At the right time of the year, you can see whales swimming by. If you're into bushwalking, then you could start the Cape to Cape walk from here, which is around 100 kilometres to Cape Lewin. Or if you're like me, you can just do little bits of it. The coastal views will help to take your mind off all the kilometres that you've travelled. If we keep following the road to the coast, then we come to Yallingup. The historic Caves House is here, as well as the start of some of West Australia's best surfing areas. There are two ways to head down south, the Bustle Highway, or the one that we're going to be doing is the Caves Road. Driving down Caves Road, we come to a great little spot to stop, and that's Canal Rocks. Canal Rocks has a rugged coastline, and you can walk out over the bridge for some amazing photo opportunities of the ocean. We follow the coast south and we start to come into the winery areas. Some of these wineries have spent an absolute fortune on their entrances. There are a number of cave systems that you can go through. The main ones are Lake Cave, which comes first. Then there's Mammoth Cave, and then Jules Cave. There are hundreds of caves here, but only a few are safe to go into. All of them are pretty spectacular, but Jules Cave is my favourite. It's just wow. I've had a number of people say it's one of the best in Australia. That's the Margaret River down there just before it hits the ocean. You can do canoeing trips up that. The house you can see down there is what's left of the heritage listed Bustle house. It was burnt down a few years ago in a big bushfire. The Bustles were the ones that the town of Bustleton was named after. The river itself, Margaret River, was named by Mr. Bustle. They think she was a wife of a family friend back in England. Where the Margaret River meets the ocean is where the Margaret River Surf Pro-Am is held every year. This is a world event and brings thousands of people down here. A little south is the White Elephant Cafe. If you're in the area and need a feed, then it should be on your list. They're open early in the morning for breakfast right through to dinner. We're still on Caves Road and we're now getting into the start of the tall timber country. A mandatory stop for me is what I call Forest View Lookout. You know, this is one of my favourite spots down here. Just sitting here in the bush and listening to the wildlife. Carrydale was an old timber town that was in this region, and they used to export a lot of carry to overseas. A big storm came through here around about 1913 and destroyed a jetty down near Hamlin Bay, not too far from here, which is where they used to export their jarrah or their carry out of. At the same time, there was a downturn in the timber industry, and that pretty much killed off the timber industry around here. In the 1960s, big fire went through and completely burnt out what was left of the town. These days there's around about 250 people still living in the region down here, and the place I'm sitting at the moment is the site of the old sawmill. So there's still a few relics around in the bush here, and the bush has really pretty much just taken back what it used to have before. There's a secret down here, and that's the little spot of Hamlin Bay. There's a little caravan park here, and I believe some pretty good fishing. WA's most southwesterly town is the town of Augusta, and just past that is the Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse. The Leeuwin Lighthouse sits on the most southwesterly part of Australia and has been operating here since 1895. They do tours of the lighthouse, or you could just walk around to the end and take a picture where the Indian Ocean meets the Southern Ocean. No matter where people went, access to fresh water is always going to be a problem. At the bottom of the hill was a natural spring. The water wheel was built to pump water to the buildings of the lighthouse. For every turn of the wheel, 1 litre of water got closer to the tap. Over time the wheel has slowly turned into stone, and that's why it's called the frozen wheel. We're heading north again now, and we're heading up the Bustle Highway. The town of Margaret River is a fairly big place with about 7,000 people living in its boundaries. But over a year there's around 250,000 visitors that come down here. It's the regional centre for the people of this little corner, so it has a lot of shopping facilities most people need and a lot of accommodation facilities spread around town. And yes, the river does go through the town. There are a lot of other things spread around here, from mazes for the kids, horse riding, 4-wheel motorbike riding through the forest, the Margaret River Chocolate Factory, cheese factories and even a lolly shop. The list goes on. But when the sun goes down, you'd be hard pressed to find anywhere better to watch the sunset. Till next time, happy travels. G'day folks, how you going? Thanks for watching my videos. Hit the like button if you like the video, and also consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the little bell button and that will send you an email to let you know when I've uploaded a new video. That's all free, there's no charge there for that. Also, if you want to contribute something to the production of these videos, there's a Patreon link down below as well. See you later.